Hello traders, this is my morning video on Friday here. My name, follow me at Gumby9662C. Like the video if you like it, and make any comments you possibly can about the markets, how you see things setting up here. I appreciate all your feedback and stuff. We all get a bias, and my bias is bearish now, and maybe that's not justified, but you know, you guys just keep me informed and stuff. What I'm really looking at today, that's setting up for next week, the OVX. This is the Oil Volatility Index, and we are in multi-year lows on the volatility in crude, and we crossed below a significant reference point the past few days, and we are starting to see some responsive ticks once we cross this downtrend line. And so I'm thinking next week we're going to start seeing a pop in oil volatility. So just keep this one in mind. I do think we are bottoming on our oil volatility index, and to next week we're going to start seeing some more action in that sector. Okay, some things that I'm seeing today. We had a gap down on Amazon today below the 50-day moving average on the 1-hour chart, and we didn't even fill the gap today so far. This to me is a textbook topping pattern. So going into next week, you should have fairly decent odds for more downside action in Amazon. The 482.50 puts were up almost 500% right now. So whoever was short this coming in today had got paid really good on Amazon. Citi's another stock on the 1-hour chart, gap down below the 50-day moving average, and we didn't even fill the gap. And we are not popping much at all today on Citi, despite the fact we did get a rebound in the dollar. Right now, the dollar index, we had an uptrend that we crossed down, broke it today, and we're back testing it. I think this back test is going to fail going into the afternoon, and we're going to see further lows in the dollar. So that could be why the Citi's not catching a bid right here. It looks like Baidu's trying to bounce here. That's one of the worst performers today after earnings last night. I read those earnings. I thought they were horrible. Initially, it popped last night, but at any rate, I sold the an Iron Condor credit spread on this outside of the expected move. So I want the price to stay above 172.50 today, so I don't have to manage it going into the close. But so far, my credit spread is doing real well on this thing here. It's an Iron Condor. Look for a gap down Monday. This is setting up for a gap down. Area you really need to be keeping a close eye on is your XLI, your industrials index. We are below the 100-day moving average, or the 50-day moving average on the 1-hour chart, and we cannot seem to catch a bid to get back above that. Now I'm watching this. If we go into the close and we cannot cross above that, I am going to take an additional shorts in the industrials going into next week. The Caterpillar 95 calls got decimated today. We are catching a rebound here, but we have not filled the gap. And you saw the industrials, we are at resistance at the 50-day moving average, so I do not expect this gap to fill on Caterpillar. In fact, near the highs today, I think it's probably a shortable opportunity in Caterpillar. So just keep that in mind. I do think Caterpillar is a short for a longer term time frame. Tesla is another stock that's been decimated since earnings. We had the gap down from earnings day, and we tried to put in a little bit lower lows today, but we filled our gap so far today. This is not quite as pretty of a chart to anticipate where price is going, but I've heard a lot of people say 250 is where they were wanting to get back in long. So personally, I'm not taking Tesla to the long side because I think the markets are going to correct. So far today, our semiconductor index, SMH, is breaking out of this ascending wedge pattern that we've been in for several weeks now. So just keep this in mind. I know some people are trying to get NVIDIA here for a dip buy. Personally, I don't agree with that, considering we broke this wedge pattern. I think pops, or it's a lot more likely to be a short, pop the shorts, in my opinion, or pop the high, or short the highs. That's what I'm getting at. And NVIDIA is actually below the 50-day moving average on the daily and hourly charts now, so just keep that in mind. We're pretty much flat for the day, so we're getting a bottoming tail candle on NVIDIA here. That doesn't mean we're going to get some bullish action from here, but they're trying to defend a $100 price level. Other big movers today, that's your U.S. Steel. We're trying to get a relief rally in U.S. Steel here. We came down, gap down, or we came screaming down, come up, it's filled the gap, and we're back testing this 100-day moving average on our 10-minute right now. So it looks like some buyers are trying to come in and bottom fish on U.S. Steel. And then the last one I'm going to talk about right now that I've seen some action, that's Goldman Sachs. We had the gap down today. The 250 calls got destroyed. We're not even trying to fill these gaps. So we've seen both Citi and Goldman Sachs. Oh, let's look at XLF real quick. Okay, to wrap it up on your financials, we have a gap down on our financials. We're below our 50-day moving average on the 1-hour chart. So that's another area that you should likely look to short positions going into the first of the week. It looks like we are breaking trend on some of these major sectors, and Trump effect rally is starting to unwind. Okay, that's all I got to say. So good trading, and please give me all the feedback you can. I appreciate it.